What's the sound of one hand clapping? Austin here with Hope to Cope, checking in today to remind you that you are a miracle and you have a purpose. So in DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, there's a saying or a question that asks, what's the sound of one hand clapping? Nothing. It takes two hands to make a sound. And I'm using one of my hands to hold up the phone right now, so I can't really demonstrate that for you. But you know what I mean. So if you grab two of your hands, bring them together, that's where you'll hear the sound. And so the same thing goes in your life with the opposites, the light and the dark, the positive and the negative. In the yin-yang, if you're familiar with that idea, is if you lived your whole life in the light, that would be nothing. There's no comprehension there. And if you lived your whole life in the darkness, same thing, nothing. There's no comprehension there. It's the balance of the light and the dark that brings depth. That's what allows us to understand and see. The reason you can understand happiness is because you know of sadness and sorrow and anger and the other emotions. So all of them together blend together to create this amazing experience that we call life. And if you only experienced one emotion the entire time you were here, that would be bland. There would be no meaning to that because we wouldn't have anything that we could compare it to help us understand. And so what's the sound of one hand clapping? Nothing. It takes two to make a sound. And so I want to share with you an exercise that I stumbled upon several years ago after I had one of my clients hire me as their mentor. This was one of the first clients I ever had as a life coach, and they paid me several $1,000s. And after that, I was going through a lot of imposter syndrome and my mind was just full of thoughts. I couldn't even focus. I was trying to have a conversation with my wife. I couldn't even stay focused on what she was saying and what I was saying because my head was completely filled with all these crazy thoughts. And so I thought, okay, I just need to get these thoughts out of my head. So I pulled out my phone, went into the note form, and I just started writing down every thought that came up. And I just wrote it down and said, thank you. Is there anything else? And then I'd write down the next thought, and then I wrote, thank you. Is there anything else? And I wrote down the next thought, and I said, thank you. Is there anything else? And I did that all the way until I felt like it was complete, and I found peace, and there were no other thoughts that came up. And so I call this the judge, because it's interesting, as I did that, it started out really negative. And then at one point, as I was doing that, it flipped to be positive thoughts. And so there was the negative and the positive, the light and the dark. And I call it the judge because a good judge looks at all sides before making a decision. And yet most of us in our lives, we make snap judgments. We have a thought, oh, I'm a terrible person. We just go with it. Oh, I'm a failure. And we just believe it. Instead of saying, okay, well, that's a thought. Is there anything else? Any other thoughts want to share? And by doing that, we're only listening to one side. And again, what's the sound of one hand clapping? It's nothing. So a good judge listens to all sides. And I invite you to be a good judge over your thoughts. Allow all sides to voice an opinion before you decide what to believe. So here's an example of the judge activity. So this is one that I did just a couple days ago. I still use this regularly whenever I feel like I've got a bunch of thoughts. And so this is an example of how it looks. So this is one that I just did a couple days ago. So it starts out with, I'm a failure. Thank you. Is there anything else? I'm a horrible person. Thank you. Is there anything else? I will never succeed. Thank you. Is there anything else? No matter what I do, it will never be enough. Thank you. Is there anything else? I hate myself. Thank you. Is there anything else? I'm no good. Thank you. Is there anything else? I will never succeed. Thank you. Is there anything else? I'm a choice vessel. Thank you. Is there anything else? I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you. Is there anything else? I wish it wasn't so hard. Thank you. Is there anything else? I know I will succeed. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am a child of God. Thank you. Is there anything else? I never give up. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am bright and powerful. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am capable. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am strong. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am successful. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am loved. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am love. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am peace. Thank you. Is there anything else? I am okay. Thank you. Is there anything else? And at that point, I felt complete. And so now I have a list of thoughts and emotions, because following those thoughts is a feeling. And so as I went through this, I was starting out, as you can imagine, not feeling very good. But by the end, when I got to I am love, I am peace, I am okay, I felt a very strong sense of contentment, of stillness, of peace and love. And that is what I am grateful for. And so I invite you to use the judge activity next time you have a bunch of thoughts that you don't understand, or next time you have a bunch of emotions that are going on and you're really struggling with what's going on. Just grab a piece of paper, use your phone, and just write down the thought and say, thank you, is there anything else? And go through the whole thing until it feels complete. When you draw a blank and it comes to stillness. So remember, you are a miracle. You have a purpose. Your life is worth living. Your life is beautiful. And I thank you for being a part of my journey. Thank you for being here with me today. Remember, I'm here at Hope to Cope every day, checking in to give you a little bit of hope and to remind you that you are a miracle and that you have a purpose. So thank you for spending this time with me today. Use this activity and then come back and share with us, what was your experience? What did this do for you? And I look forward to hearing your comments. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.